Hello and welcome to this live this evening. Those of you that's just joined in, my name is Mark. I am a paranormal investigator and I go to haunted locations to try and find things. When things happen, they happen. And they really do happen. Stick around to hear some stories. There you go. That's all I'm doing. Oh, good lord. Not a Scooby, Lost Boys. Yeah, it is. You should see my the big poster I've got up there with the signature from Kiefer Sutherland on it. Cost me like about £200 or something. It's massive. So anyway, where's my notes? There they are. Time slips. So from what I did a little bit of research, and what I can tell, some believe they can, like, people can go in and out of different times. So there's like cases where people have gone to like a village, for example, and then they've gone back there within like a week, and when they were there before, it was as if they were in a different time period. And it wasn't as if like the town had just been doing an event where it was like, let's all make the town the 19th century. It was genuinely like time had changed physically in that area. So that's one of the things that time slip. I think I'm right in saying that. And if there's anybody here that knows more about that, feel free to jump in and say, Mark, you're completely wrong. Do you know what it reminds me of? Silent Hill. Has anyone seen Silent Hill or played the games? Is where like they're just stuck in that time, and it's like, you know, you hear people as well talk about how they're from the future and they've come to the past, or how people from the past are now in the future, and you see pictures of like what looks like mobile phones from like years ago when they weren't even invented. Ooh, where's my chat gone? There it is. Why have I got the wrong... I've got last time's chat up. I've got a photo of my son with Kiefer Sutherland. Oh, wow. This wouldn't be the first time I took some... You know what? You would be... You're better off winning the lottery. Portals / ley lines. Not that there's anything wrong with you. There's just a lot wrong with me. That's like visiting the countryside. This is true. No, London girl. I'm sorry, at the mic there. That's like visiting anywhere in Bradley Stoke at the moment. I kid you not. Right, side rant. Every time I go out, there's a new road that's closed because they're doing roadworks, and it's like 1 minute it's like diversion left, and then it's diversion up there. It's gonna divert me to the moon. Anyway, back to the paranormal. Hey Tammy, how you doing? Mark, you're wrong, completely wrong. I don't know. Love Silent Hill. I did a little Google, I say Google, a ChatGPT beforehand. The British group wasn't... They went to France. That one that sticks out. Never seen Silent Hill either. Basically, they're just stuck in a certain, like a time loop. Another time slip type thing is in the movie Grave Encounters. When they go, who's seen Grave Encounters here? Hands up. Where's that? Well, where I live, it's in Bristol. Mark, I got a lot wrong with me. You name it, I dealt with it, or dealing with it. Trust me, there is no one else like me out there. I'm on another level. I'm from another planet. Josh is close. Josh is really close, actually. He's on a different planet. He's on the planet next door to mine. Don't forget there's Haunted Truth patches. There are, Dave, indeed. If you want one, £6. There they are. Thanks again, Dave, for the advertisement there, the plug. Can you read this out loud? Chris is wanting me to say that ghosts are apparently real. Just in case I got a clip there. For legal reasons. Probably crap at movie titles too old. Haven't seen them. So basically, in Grave Encounters, they go into the asylum, and they're sort of like mockumentary investigating type people, and then it gets nighttime, and then shit starts hitting the fan, and they try to get out, and then the walls like walled off. It's kind of like, if you go out that door, you come back in through that door. That type of thing. It's very, very weird. But did you lot know, right? Some people even think that, do you know what CERN is? The Large Hadron Collider, not to be mistaken with the Large Hadron Collider, completely different thing. Don't Google that. If you Google that, you'll get something else up, literally. Some people think that when they turn that on, it split, the universe split, and that's why the Mandela effect. You must know the Mandela effect. That's why with the Mandela effect, people think that they are from a different split, a different time sort of area prior to the button being pressed. Has anyone heard that before? CERN has opened up portals apparently. There, Megan's heard it before. But it is weird, isn't it? It does make you think, because I could swear blind that some stuff I remember differently. Like I am from a different time. So does that comply to this? Well, on a serious note, I'm always available to chat. You can DM me on Discord. Serious, not funny. I do appreciate that. I think even he would. I didn't mention the current one. Mandela effect. It is a bit of a brain. I do like my deep subjects, though, don't I? Apparently an entity come through the portal and took a scarf. Huh? Why would you want a scarf? Of all things. What? That's like Stranger Things. Imagine that's the end of Stranger Things. That's the grand finale. And Vecna comes through and goes, "All I wanted was a scarf. I'm running on the road, I'm running up the hill, I'm running up the orange places." Sorry, set me off. I was talking to my sister about Mandela effect. She's 10 years older. That bitch only remembers the new things as I remember what's not supposed to be remembered. It pisses me right. It is. There's something going on, isn't there? There is something going on. I wasn't even going to go into the Mandela effect, but it is a bloody thing. Love that song. It's a good one, isn't it? I love 80s music in general. I side rant. I have a radio show as well, Bradley Stoke Radio. I normally do it on Fridays at 12 o'clock. So Bradley Stoke Radio. Unless I can't be bothered to get out of bed, in which case I'm not there. But most of the time I do it. Don't underestimate the scarf. Hey Jeff Fernham. Is it Fernham? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tell me if I'm saying that right. I do apologise because I'm a bit dyslexic. Open source agriculture. Welcome. Can we please give a shout out to Donald Trump? And I'm not in America, so I don't really know too much about the bloke. I can give a shout out to his quiff though. He's got a good quiff on the go. That deserves a shout out for sure. If you are new here, appreciate you coming in. My name's Mark. I'm a paranormal investigator, and we're talking about paranormal sort of like theories, even conspiracies. Let's just chuck it all out there. Chuck it all out there. Man. I'm bloody awful. Bloody awful. I do apologise if I'm completely destroying that because I'm dyslexic. Open source. So we need ice here. Isn't it strange where we wake up just before the alarm? That is, yeah. Do you know what that day? That just could be like a body clock thing. Have you ever had it where like your someone's driving and they're taking you home and it's a late night and you fall asleep in the car and you wake up when you've actually reached your area. You've slept the whole way and something in your head wakes you up when you're in your area. How does that work? That's weird. Now that's a different subject. That's mental. Opinions on the paranormal investigator that has died and the Annabelle doll. I've not looked too much into it, to be honest with you, Anne. A lot of it is like coincidental, isn't it? I think the Annabelle doll needs to be taken to a lab. If it's claimed to be as bad as it is, give it to like a bunch of physicists. Let them do some tests on it. And if the whole, I don't know, university, for example, blows up, then it's weird, isn't it? Then take it to another one and see if that one blows up. That's the only way to really conclude it properly. Because otherwise it's just pure coincidence. Highly recommend the interview with Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger in regards to CERN and Portal/Scarf. I'll pop that one, pop your thingy there, just so people can take note of that. I only know locations down my end. Executed action. Oh, that was me. Executed action overlay. I'm reading the comment that I did. Pomp, welcome. Jeffrey Epstein. I thought you popped it, mate. What was I going to say? Subjects. That's it. I went off on a tangent. I always do that. Jeff, there are some interesting places to explore paranormal activity here in Alaska, especially old abandoned mines and battlefields. See, that sounds really cool. I wish like money wasn't a problem, because then I could give. I'm laughing that he lasted 5 seconds, that person, before getting banned. I could just then give you lot content a hell of a lot more, just when you're restricted to how much you can physically afford. I just wish I could just go to these places and film. I wish I could just go on the road for a few years and not worry about having to do other work and just solely purpose just film and put stuff out for you lot. Because there's some amazing places out there. Like, I want to go to Transylvania as well, and that's definitely on the list. Let me just have a quick drink. I'll mute the mic, don't you worry. Who's still here anyway, other than the people that are commenting? Some people come in and go, just wondering in general. But I'm glad to see a couple of new faces here. I do appreciate it. And Chris is very well. I say Chris is very much appreciative of me muting the mic, but it's more so his other half that really dislikes that. So I do take note of things. Don't feel bad. I'm so broke. I split 2-ply toilet paper. Bloody hell. 2-ply toilet paper. Do you know what? Time's crazy anyway, isn't it? In general, if you think about it. I found out earlier, right? I'm gonna have to put my mouse here so I don't go past these comments, so I don't lose it. I found out earlier that the faster you travel to the speed of light, the slower space-time moves. And light itself, the speed in which that's going, time stops completely. And apparently all light that was created at the moment of the Big Bang is also gets to your eye in an instant. There is no time delay between the Big Bang and now in regards to time. How mental is that? It's mental. And then they don't want to accept the fact that an item can fly across a room, but they accept that. Any scientists in that can help me out here? Tell me, Truck Mark, want me to pack you in a suitcase? Do you know what? I'd go to the Bram Dracula's castle all day long, and then I'd go to the other one as well, the Pepperine. I do recommend going to the actual Vlad the Impaler one, where he actually genuinely lived. And there's like loads of areas up as you got the steps where he impaled people. I need a drink, but you're not here. Huh? I'm not a bartender. Don't let Jamie know that. Oh God, I need mine. I'm an ultrasonic. I'm separately what now? I'm too sciencey. Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm 90. I don't know how much water are we? Humans. Someone said that to me the other day. Actually, they said that we're made up of quite a lot of water. And then then you speculate, can a full moon actually affect that? Because the moon affects water, but apparently it's so little, minute, that it's just impossible. Meep, meep, the universe is expanding also and getting faster and faster beyond the speed of light. What happens then? Well, meep, meep, welcome. It is indeed speeding up. They know this due to redshift. They say it's dark energy that's causing it. Or is it dark matter? Dark energy, I think. They said if it carries on going like that, every single planet and galaxy will eventually all just come apart, and all the suns will supernova and explode, but then there won't be enough energy or space confined near each other for the energies to then create nebulas, to then create new suns, and there'll just be black holes everywhere, and then eventually those will die and everything will just be a black void with rocks and ice floating about. There you go. Which leads me to the question of, if there's ghosts, where would they be during this? That went over your Gwad? What's Gwad? The Earth was supposed to spin faster on like 3 day, I forget which. Really? It's not going to happen in our time. But we are worrying about what bins to put things in. We're worrying what bins to put things in when that's going to happen. That's my argument. I'm going to put it all in the same bin because in 24 billion years' time there will be no Earth. It's a bad argument. But if this is a simulation, dark energy wouldn't matter. Well, they call it dark energy because they don't know what it is. But that, do you know what I mean? That's like me going, right, or anyone that's seen Paranormal Activity, not the movie, like genuine paranormal shit. Not paranormal shit like a piece of poo going, not Mr. Howdy-ho! Not, you know what I mean? And I am flying across a room, right? I don't know what the cause is, but I can see it happening. I could call that dark phenomenon, right? And they would go, that's stupid. You can't call it that. Well, you've just called that thing dark energy, which is making the universe expand. You don't know what it is. You're just giving it a name. I'm talking to you, Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox. What was I saying? But yeah, no, it's mental. But let's take a minute. So just bring everything back down. Any questions or thoughts on what I've said so far? Good night. He's going off to bed. Well, we were going to be filming this evening. We would still be out now at this hour. He's like, he's off to bed. I bet he's thinking, I'm so glad we didn't go out. We would have been in some grotty ass place somewhere. I clam slammed the like. Well, I appreciate it. I hope you haven't got, what do you call it? Repetitive strain injury. The like that. I'm not informed enough. Sorry, no, that's fine. It doesn't matter if you don't know things. I will try to talk about certain things. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I can say stuff, and if people go whack, they can interject at any point. Just feel free to chuck something else out there, and yeah, it's fine. The concept of a light year has always fascinated me. If somewhere on another planet an alien species is observing, they could, yes. So if I don't know how many years ago it was that the dinosaurs were said to be here, but they would have to be that many light years away to look back and see. You didn't say the magic word. To see that. Yeah. But what about stone tape theory? Who here believes in stone tape theory, and which basically leads on to residual haunting? Who here believes in that? Change of plan, let's go out. Well, I'm on here now. And it's still cloudy. Einstein said if we use 100% of our brains, we would need our body. What if ghosts are just a portion of energy with a soul being? Well, we use an awful lot of the brain, but a lot of it is in control of like subconscious and stuff like that. There is a misinformation out there, which is that we only use like 20%, but that's wives' tale. It's not true, and I believe it was taken from. Let's consult. I'm gonna have to consult for that one. That's quite a deep one. If we die and brain alive for 7 minutes, right, and time is construct, what if in 2012 the Mayans were right and it ended, and we're all in our, well, I think therefore I am, and I believe I'm still alive, unless this, I mean, is this the real life, or is it just fantasy? Are we caught in a landslide? No escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. Sorry. What the hell just happened? Why did that shut off? Okay. My light switch turned off. Shouldn't have done that. That was the spirit of Freddie Mercury telling me to stop destroying his song. Ay, ay, ay. I put all that up there, perfectly sat. Get in there, you bastard. There we go. Sorry if I missed anything. The brain, mind, and soul are separate. True, Sophia. Oh God, not that song. Do you know what, Megan? I sang that into. That's having a right mare. I'm gonna have to turn the main light on. I would normally. I do apologise. I would normally use my ring light, this, but look. I broke it. I snapped the cable on it. Why is that playing up? It's actually jarring. Let's move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. We like to move it. Boom, 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 boom. I reckon it's knackered. Come on. Right, what have I missed now? I'm making him from green. I'm not someone from Green Giant. My name is Mark. I'm a paranormal investigator. This is Haunted the Truth. Welcome. Please take a seat. You shall enjoy this endeavour. Tell Freddy to go away. Freddy's revenge. Not that, Freddy. It's your nightmare. Oh my god, I speed skated to move it back. In what? Do what now? They created a movie called Lucy with bits of the theory, but I think I've seen that. But a lot of misinformation. Yes, well, yeah. Basically the entire movie was pretty much a fictional wives' tale. But let's do the stone tape theory. So, can history and events in history put a physical stain on reality and its environment to then replay at a later time? Thoughts? Before I say my thoughts, which are always going to be like open skeptic-y thoughts. Skeptic-y? That's a new word. Skeptic-y. A lot of typos lately. My finger is messing up typing. Yeah, you do believe in that as well. Here's the thing. Well, yeah. I mean, it's sort of linked, not like history repeating in a sense of like, you know, on the 25th of January, I banged my head, and then a year later, on the 25th of January, I hit my head in the same place. Not that type of repeating, more so something that's happened, like a tragic thing. It's just repeating itself, and some people say that that's what sort of residual hauntings are. So like they claim that, you know, sometimes a spirit, they will see them walk through the wall, but you go back to like the 18th century and it turns out there was no wall there, it was stairs. That sort of thing, that perception. I've never witnessed it myself, so I don't know too much about it, or if it's a thing, because I've never seen it happen. But I'm just wondering what your thoughts are from you lot. If time and space are happening at the same time, yes, time and space are intertwined. That's assuming time is not just a human creation. Like, we think there's time because we believe we're moving forward from a past event, but the only thing we can truly know is that we are in the moment now. There's another thing, which is like everything that we know to be was created last Tuesday. All of our thoughts, all of our, you know, everything. What we believe is in the past, the memories that we have, it was all popped into existence last Tuesday. That's another weird one out there. This is a lot now to take in. I feel sometimes when I have these conversations, we could do with some nice medicinal plants, but I can't endorse that on YouTube. If time and place. Oh, I don't believe it. You don't believe in it? That's interesting. Oh, you do believe in it, Anne? You believe in it? So much trauma in my memory and injuries. Possibly. I was thinking more other things that people associate with when you start talking deep. If you think of an event in history and the amount of energy build up from the event has so much power, am I making sense? What I struggle with is how can it can leave an imprint in our memories. It can leave an imprint on the feelings that we have when we go back there. So like Auschwitz, for example, You know, everyone knows the atrocities that happened there. So when you visit, you've already got this pre-set mind of these things that happened, and you're keeping that past in a sense alive still. So you will feel the emotions of the area. You will feel upset. You will feel the sort of intensity there. The question is, if you went somewhere where you knew nothing of anything at all, and then you had an experience, and then, you know, Jeff that owns the pub was like, "Oh, funny you should say that. There's history of a blah, 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 blah," then that would be completely different. It's very difficult for me to understand. Wasn't Jung the one who said, "How do you know you weren't born 5 minutes ago, and that your thoughts?" I can't remember the exact person it was, but it is a really, really weird concept, Dave. I think it was like a sort of a fun hypothesis that somebody sort of said, but it's not really taken seriously on any account, really. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for reminding and subscribing, and of course anybody that's new to this, welcome. Please feel free to join in with the chat. We won't bite. If you prefer to sit and just listen to what we're saying, then either way, I appreciate you coming. I'm a paranormal investigator. Normally I go to supposedly haunted locations and see if something will happen, but at the moment we're having a bit of a conversation, deep theories about certain things. I said earlier, if you saw it, but if I touched a historical building, i.e. wall, I actually get a vision of what was there at that time. New rabbit hole to go down when... I'm coming back to that in a second. New rabbit hole to go down when high stone tape theory went... Wait. What? When high stone tape theory wait stone tape... I forgot already. What? Now you've dirt my brain. What does that even mean? And your point that you just made. What I would like to do in that situation with either yourself maybe at some point or someone like yourself is to basically blindfold you and take you... This sounds bloody dodgy, doesn't it? And blindfold you and take you into a dark and dingy place. No, just take you to some like haunted location without you knowing where it is or where I'm taking you, and then just be like, right, put your hand on this wall, tell me what you feel. And then obviously I would need to know the history of the place as well to see if it matches and aligns. I'm pretty damn sure that if you could do that, or anyone could do that, like, that's conclusive, isn't it? Like 100%. You can't deny that. Like it's like the free blind test, I think it's called. You know, the great Gandalf the Grey. No, the great James Randi. He offered $1 million to anyone that could prove something of that nature. I don't have that sort of money, so I can offer you a Terry's chocolate orange. They believe that ghosts are electromagnetic energy. How? I get that, like... No, but there's the thing, though, Tammy, with that. An EMF... Well... A K2 meter anyway doesn't do electromagnetic, it only does magnetic. But maybe they're not made... If it is ghosts as in the dead, maybe they're not made of electromagnetic energy. Maybe they're just using the magnetic field to then do what they need to do. Or they draw on things around them, which then converts to magnetic energy, which is why the EMFs go off. That makes more sense, and that would explain why it doesn't go off when activity actually happens. it goes off prior to it, and then a little bit after something happens. It's a stone tape theory, right? Because I forget it sounds like a rabbit hole when I... Some have claimed James Randi turned them down. I don't know, Dave. I'll have to look into that. Ah, Dean, welcome. Hope you had a good live earlier. Dean was live earlier. He was dressed as a... He wasn't dressed. He had an alien round. His name's Ezekiel. I was bummed out because we're trying to guess numbers, but I appreciate the donation. I'm just gonna have a quick drink while you say your hellos. Wait, which bit? Did I mention something that's in this scientific theory course? I'll tell you. By the way, Tammy, I emailed them, those people that you do the courses, quite extensively, might I add, asking a lot of questions, and they haven't got back to me. So I haven't gone ahead with it yet. I'm still waiting on a reply because I want to be sure about some stuff. DM you if you want to do it. Just bear in mind, and if that, I mean, I started being hypothetical with it, but if I ever did do it, like genuinely, bear in mind you will be under scrutinized situation, and I don't want it to come across like I'm trying to disarm your claims, but it could look that way if, for example, you didn't get hit on every single place I took you to. And I don't want that to affect you or your reputation if that were to happen in that sense. Because I'm not looking to try and, you know, destroy people's like personal beliefs of what they can do or if they can do things, unless they're complete charlatans and taking people's money and manipulating them because they've lost people. I don't agree with that at all. I'm not saying you do that, I'm just saying in general, I know there's people out there that do that. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Do you go to a lot of investigations? Or me? Is that a question to everybody or a question to me? I try and go to as many places as possible. Obviously I've been having a lot more time breaks in between them because it was just getting too much. Just constantly going, trying to organise things with the weather and then getting things filming and all sorts. But sometimes I do little recce's where I'll just go with people in my area and I'll go check out a place and see if there's anything to it. To save me the time of going there and filming and realising that nothing's going to happen. Because that happens a fair bit. Not bothered anymore. If people don't believe me, it's their own problem. It's a good experiment worth doing. It would be very interesting to see as well. Very interesting. So like basically this, go back to the stone tape theory. The theory suggests that emotions, events can be recorded in materials like stone and replayed as ghostly echoes. Okay? Which a lot of people do believe in. To play the other side of the fence, which is the scientific point of view, physics has no way to prove the mechanism of how this could work. Energy such as light or sound dissipates and doesn't linger, so it's not possible that it could last for centuries without some sort of power source holding it in place. Energy dissipates, it's the second law of thermodynamics. Even durable recordings such as magnetic tapes, so like videotape, will degrade over time and the information will be lost. So with that in mind, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, how can this stuff, like if I go and yell at a tree now, is that storing my voice in the tree? Like how does this work? I'm assuming there's some people here that can explain this a little bit better than me. So The floor is yours. And any other questions or points you want to make, have at it. It's very open here. I'm not going to judge you for your personal beliefs in any way whatsoever. Even though I can be very like, and this is this and that is that, and I think you'll find that you've got to go like this, blah, 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 blah. I need to do my science wig every time I go all scientific. Just come in like, I think you'll find. I might do that as a little thingy. Next time you visit a standing stone, put your ears against it. Standing stone. I went to a stone circle with Dan. Dan, I don't know if Dan's still here or if he's shot off. But myself and Dan, we both went to Stanton Drew. We didn't. Well, I didn't. I can't account for him, but from what I can remember, if he's still here or not, he will let me know. But from what I can remember, we didn't feel anything odd going on there. We had what do you call it? The rods. They just kept seeming to be like moving. It was a bit windy, so it was hard to control them. We didn't last very long there because there were loads of cows in the field, and I ran out screaming. Because I don't like cows. I don't recall. Where else have I been? I've been to a burial chamber once as well. There was a bunch of pagans there. I need to go back. That was Tinkswood. Dean, help me out. What's the place called? He knows if he's still here. But again, nothing. That's the one. I need to go back there though. There's one round the corner from that, but again, I didn't get much there either in regards to this feeling. I've also been to a stone in Wales. I think it's southwest Wales somewhere, and it's claimed that it's the stone that King Arthur pulled the Excalibur from. And I sat on top of that. And I don't recall anything bizarre happening. But is this one of those things where you have to be like tuned in? Because after time I'm barely tuned into life anyway. Let alone I have to, like, when I go on investigations, I do have to find that I have to like sometimes close my eyes and shut everything else off, just to like try and get a vibe of the area. But in general, I'm all over the place. You have loads in Wales, yeah. Loads and loads and loads of them stones in Wales, and if you get them all together and you tie a big rope around them all, that creates a big energy field, and what happens then is, right, it opens up and a big dragon comes out. So they go, I just made that up. They're not portal to open up to release the dragon. Although it is Wales. Who knows? Tuning in helps to calm the mind. Do you know, there is something to be said. To be fair to you, right? Years ago, they used to basically sort of, like, people out there would sort of look down at people that would do meditation, like Buddhists and stuff like that. The whole thing with like Chi and Buddhism and all that type of thing, and it was like, oh, this is just nonsense. But now it's actually being used in modern medicine for therapy, like cognitive brain therapy and stuff like that. This idea of retraining your brain and meditating and like sort of you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So there is something to it. There is something to it. I do know that much. Where are you spiritual? Where are you? I am abroad, Ahmed. I don't know what that says, but welcome. Thank you for coming. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Stone fake theory is real. Imagine insane asylums, then imprints left there. Well, I've been to a fair few insane asylums, and all of them are bloody creepy. They're actually my favourite places to go to. Mainly because of the movie House on the Haunted Hill, and then later Grave Encounters. And then Barrow Gurney, I mean, that was a gem, which I wish was still there. I might do a video about the whole history of the place and everything that's ever happened, like on what it used to be and where all the buildings used to be and what they used to be for and why there was a story there and what, like, that sort of stuff. There's been a lot of videos done on the place, and I do struggle to let it go, because it is like Chris will tell you, it was quite something there. And you're still latching on to that idea. I got a story with an asylum. I had to be dragged out. What? I was going to say something else, but it's gone from my head now. Yeah, it's gone. I don't know. But yeah, this whole like concept, and then like the residual, because you can't communicate with a residual energy. It's not actually the dead. It's just an imprint that's just playing. I still struggle with that. I really struggle with that. I think until I have it happen, you know what, I might have had it happen already, and I'm just too blind to notice it, because I'm too busy going, is that the pipes? It might be the pipes. And then like I have to then wait another 100 years to see that a thing happen again. Because I was a mental in Snuff Mills. My oath, there was a sound down there that I wish I'd caught it on camera, and I've never had it happen since. Yeah, I know you can't interact with it. It just happens, doesn't it? But I don't know. I've gone to a lot of places where things have happened, but nothing where I can say, well, that's got to be a repeat in time. Here's a weird one though for you, right? What are you talking about? We're talking about time slips and the stone tape theory, and any paranormal theories or conspiracy type things, or anything related to the paranormal that you want to talk about, mad theories and whatnot. Have at it. Welcome though, welcome in. I'm a paranormal investigator. This is Haunting the Truth. Any questions? Let me know. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you might remember Billy, who used to be in Haunting the Truth. Those of you that have been with fans of Haunting the Truth and subs for ages. He once said when we were in Lee Woods and we could hear what sounded like things being thrown down the bottom, and like a year before we were down there throwing things, asking something to throw it back. So he said, I think it was Lee Woods, or it might have been Snuff Mills, it was one of the two. He said, how do you know that isn't us? And I went, well, it isn't, because I was like, what are you on about? We're up here, we're not down there. And he went, no, how do you know it isn't us from the past, and it's just replayed itself now? Thoughts? Is this limited to just the dead? Megan. Yeah, I went to one of the old buildings. There was a lookout. We're trespassing, and they were going to whistle if we had to go. Wow, I was in a trance by something evil. The person I was with heard the whistle. I didn't hear. Whoever dragged me out. Not to worry, but feel free to put any of these stories in the Discord channel. It's not the most active of places, but I do try to come in and read stuff from time to time, and Dave and Amory are really good on there as well. They always communicate with you and have a little chin wag. Gotta be careful when tracing. Oh. But yeah, this perception of could it have been us from a different point of time? Could we be repeating it? I've got another story. Now this isn't something that happened to me. I'm live in a minute. Someone's trying to mess with my door. I'll come in, I'll give him a right hook. Because there's a big sign on the door saying I'm live. What was I saying? I don't like being disturbed because it messes up my status quo. It's an ADHD thing. What was I saying? I want you to convince me they exist. What's they? I need a little bit more than that. What was I saying? So I went to a place. It was called Woodchester Mansion. First time I ever went there. I don't say that ghosts do exist, Jay. I'm yet to have any evidence that it is the dead, but there are people here that do believe that it's ghosts because they've either had a personal experience themselves or it's their own personal belief, which is entirely understandable because of the things that I have seen happen. I'm just yet to physically see. I am Jeff. I died in the corner. That's not happened yet, and that's what I kind of need. Anyway, I was in Woodchester Mansion. I was with a company called Haunted Happenings, by the way, shit company, side rant, and they claimed that when they did their last visit there, that when they were they did a recording on an EVP thing. So this is an EVP session, which basically is a digital recorder or analog recorder. You talk, you wait, and the voices of the spirits, so say, come through. Now, when they played it back, is my camera cut out? Yes. When they played it back, they found that, switch to that one. Let's not switch to that one because that one's broken as well. They found that everything's going down on me. What the hell's going on? I'm trying to talk and everything's going down and I can't be dealing with this because my brain can't take it. Apologies for the delay there, people. I'm trying to get it back in. When they played it back, what came through on it wasn't spirits. It was a conversation that they were having earlier on when setting up. So they were like, spirits, if you're here, can you please communicate? Record. So it would go, spirits, if you're here, can you please communicate? And then they left a silent bit, and then when they played it back, it was them talking earlier on in the day when they were setting up. That's weird. I've never had that happen, but that's weird. What are people saying? Just take it or leave it, yeah. I feel like I'm missing out. I mean, what I can tell you, Jay, is things which seem to be like outside of the spectrum of what we understand in science and physics do happen and can happen, which a lot of people will put things as ghosts or demons or poltergeists or spirits or dimensional beings or aliens or etc. Whatever you personally want to believe you think it is, that's what they, or gods or etc., that's what they put as their reason for how it happens. I'm just here trying to figure out which one it is, if any of them. But it looks like we're gonna call it a night for the night. What time is it? 21. Yeah, that's just over an hour now. So let's call it a night. I appreciate everybody that's been here and come in the chat this evening as per usual. And Sunday. Oh, by the way, anybody that's a member, and I don't not patrons, as in member. If you've got a membership and you're here now, can you please check the latest episode, which is a premiere going out Sunday, and let me know if I did a community post, but I don't know if you can see it. I was asking people. Let me know if you can see it in advance, because if not, I need to figure out a way to allow people to see the episode as early access and set it as a premiere at the same time. YouTube's awkward. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate everybody that's been here. until next time, have a good one. And this Sunday is Broccoli Coombe Woods, so look out for that one. It's myself and Will. And if I don't see you for the rest of the day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Namaste. Bye bye.